Alignment before arrival means you don't chase outcomes. You become the kind of person outcomes chase. It's the quiet work nobody claps for. It's a discipline you keep when motivation clocks out early. People talk about timing like it's luck, like it falls from the sky and lands on whoever's standing under it. That's not how it works. Timing responds to preparation. Timing responds to character. Timing responds to how you move when the room is empty and the cameras are off. Alignment is internal first. It's mindset, habits, values, and patience all pointing in the same direction. If your thoughts say one thing, your actions say another, and your energy is scattered, nothing arrives clean. You might get opportunities, but you won't be able to hold them. You'll fumble what you asked for because you weren't built for it yet. That's why some people get a chance and lose it fast. They arrive before they align. Real alignment shows up in how you spend your mornings, not how you talk online. It shows up in what you say no to when nobody would ever know. It's choosing long-term respect over short-term applause. It's understanding that progress isn't loud, it's consistent. When your routine matches your vision, life starts answering different. Doors don't just open, they stay open. Before anything arrives, pressure shows up, doubt shows up, delays show up. That's not punishment, that's calibration. Life is testing the structure before it adds weight. If the foundation cracks under stress, the arrival would have crushed you anyway. So the universe stalls the blessing until your frame is strong enough to carry it without losing yourself. Alignment also means emotional control. You don't let every opinion rent space in your head. You don't react to disrespect. You respond with progress. You don't explain your vision to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stay centered. You stay composed. That calm isn't weakness, it's mastery. When your emotions stop running the show, your decisions get sharper and sharp decisions compound. A lot of people think alignment is positive thinking. Nah, alignment is honest thinking. It's looking at your flaws without flinching and fixing them without excuses. It's tightening your circle, tightening your schedule, tightening your standards. You stop romanticizing struggle and start respecting structure. You stop waiting for inspiration and start honoring process. Nothing arrives until your habits agree with your goals. You can't ask for elevation while living in distraction. You can't pray for growth while feeding comfort. Alignment demands sacrifice, and sacrifice demands clarity. When you're clear, you move different. You don't rush, you don't panic, you don't compare, you build. There's a moment when alignment clicks, you feel it, things slow down but make more sense. You stop forcing conversations, you stop chasing validation, you stop explaining delays, you're locked in, focused, present. That's when life starts arranging pieces without you touching them. People call it luck. You know better. Arrival isn't fireworks, it's subtle. It looks like opportunity disguised as responsibility. It looks like more work, not less. More accountability, not applause. That's how you know you're ready, because you don't run from the weight, you welcome it. You've been training for it in silence. Alignment also protects you from the wrong arrivals. Not everything that looks good is good for you. When you're aligned, temptation loses its shine. You don't get distracted by shortcuts because you respect the journey. You understand that skipping steps creates weak foundations, and weak foundations collapse under success. People ask how long alignment takes. That's the wrong question. It takes as long as it takes to become who you said you wanted to be. No shortcuts, no hacks, just repetition, integrity. Every day you show up on code, you're close. Even when it feels like nothing's happening, everything is happening. When arrival finally comes, it feels familiar, not overwhelming, not shocking, familiar, because you already lived it in your habits, you already practiced it in your discipline, you already earned it in your patience. That's the difference between people who sustain success and people who burn out fast. So if things feel delayed right now, check alignment, not timing. Check your consistency, check your circle, check your self-talk, check your standards, fix what's out of line, and let the rest fall into place. Life doesn't miss prepared people. Arrival is inevitable when alignment is non-negotiable. Preparation is a signal long before anything shows up. Before the call, before the opportunity, before the door even exists. Preparation is already speaking for you. Most people think the universe responds to words, to wishes, to vision boards and prayers alone. That's incomplete. The real response comes from what you do daily when nobody's rewarding you yet. Preparation is proof. It's action with no audience. It's discipline without guarantee. Every serious move starts in isolation. Late nights, early mornings, boring repetitions, That's the part people skip in the story because it's not glamorous. But that's where credibility is built. When you prepare, you're telling life you're not just interested, you're invested. Interest fades, investment compounds. Life can tell the difference. Preparation sharpens awareness. When you're ready, you notice things others miss. You catch opportunities in conversations, in setbacks, in quiet moments. To the unprepared, those moments look ordinary. To the prepared, they're instructions. That's why preparation looks like intuition from the outside. It's not magic, it's familiarity with the work. People talk about luck like it's random, but luck has a pattern. It keeps showing up around people who stay consistent. That's not coincidence. That's preparation creating surface area for opportunity to land. If you're not ready, opportunity passes by fast. If you are ready, it slows down just enough for you to grab it and do something real with it. Preparation also builds confidence, not the loud kind, the calm kind, the type that doesn't need validation, the type that doesn't panic under pressure. When you already put in the reps, you don't fear the moment. You respect it. You know what to do because you practiced when it didn't matter yet. That's why preparation removes anxiety. Fear lives where preparation is missing. A lot of people wait to feel ready before they prepare. That's backwards. Readiness is a byproduct of preparation, not the starting point. You don't wake up confident. You earn it by stacking days where you showed up tired, doubting, unsure, and still worked. That work wires your nervous system for pressure. So when pressure hits, you don't fold, you function. Preparation is also how you protect what's coming. Success without preparation is dangerous. It amplifies flaws, exposes weak habits, and attracts the wrong energy. Preparation cleans that up in advance. It forces you to build structure, values, and boundaries before things get loud. That way, when attention comes, it doesn't derail you. And when you prepare, you're also signaling patience. You're telling life you understand timing. You're not rushing outcomes you can't sustain. You're willing to grow into the position instead of stealing it early. That patience separates people who last from people who flash and disappear. There's a reason preparation often feels lonely. Most people don't want to commit before results. They want proof first. But preparation happens on faith. Faith in your vision. Faith in your ability to learn. Faith that effort compounds even when evidence is delayed. That faith is rare, and life responds to rare behavior. Preparation doesn't mean perfection. It means consistency. You don't need to know everything. You need to be willing to learn fast and adjust. Prepared people don't pretend to have all the answers. They just have strong fundamentals and the humility to keep improving. That adaptability is part of the signal. Sometimes preparation looks like staying when you could leave. Sometimes it looks like leaving when staying feels comfortable. Sometimes it's choosing silence over explanation, work over applause, progress over ego. All of that is preparation. All of that is you telling the universe you're serious. When the moment finally comes, it rarely announces itself. It shows up disguised as responsibility, more work, higher standards, less margin for error. Prepared people don't complain about that. They recognize that they've been training for weight, not comfort. That's why preparation makes opportunities feel earned instead of overwhelming. You don't feel lucky, you feel ready. You don't feel surprised, you feel aligned. You don't feel afraid, you feel focused. If nothing seems to be happening yet, preparation is still working. It's strengthening your decision making. It's sharpening your instincts. It's removing distractions. It's shaping your character. All of that is invisible until it isn't. Preparation is the signal because life doesn't respond to potential, it responds to proof. And every disciplined day is proof. You're ready for what you keep asking for. When a sign shows up, that's not celebration time. That's not the moment to relax or post about it or start talking like you made it. That's the moment everything gets heavier because a sign isn't a gift. It's a responsibility. It's life saying, I see you now, don't mess this up. Most people think signs are comfort. They think it's reassurance, validation, a green light to coast. Nah, a real sign comes with expectations. It comes with pressure. It comes with consequences. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you're aware, ignorance is no longer an option. A sign means you've been trusted with more vision, more access, more leverage. And leverage cuts both ways. If you're disciplined, it multiplies progress. If you're sloppy, it magnifies mistakes. That's why some people get their sign and self-destruct, not because the sign was wrong, but because they weren't ready to carry what came with it. Responsibility means you don't move the same anymore. You can't waste time like you used to. You can't entertain nonsense. You can't let emotions drive decisions. The margin for error gets smaller. The standards get higher. That's the price of being chosen. Everybody wants the opportunity, but not everybody wants the obligation attached to it. When a sign arrives, it's usually subtle. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It shows up as a chance to step up when it would be easier to step back. It shows up as work you didn't ask for but can't ignore. It shows up as a call to lead when you're still figuring things out yourself. That's how you know it's real. Comfort never comes with responsibility. A sign also tests your integrity. Now, people are watching, not just what you say, but how you move when it's inconvenient, how you treat people when there's nothing to gain, how consistent you are when nobody's forcing you. Responsibility exposes character, it doesn't create it. It reveals it. Once a sign appears, excuses stop working. You can't blame timing. You can't blame circumstances. You can't hide behind potential. You either execute or you stall. And stalling after a sign is dangerous. That's how opportunities close quietly, not with failure, but with hesitation. Responsibility also means sacrifice. You don't get to do everything you want anymore. Some habits got to go. Some people got to be kept at a distance. Some comfort has to be traded for focus. That's not punishment, that's alignment. Everything extra becomes expensive when your purpose gets clearer. A lot of people want signs so they can feel special, but the real ones don't make you feel special. They make you feel accountable. You feel the weight of it when you wake up. You feel it in your decisions. You feel it when you realize your actions don't just affect you anymore. That weight is a privilege, but only if you respect it. Responsibility sharpens you. It forces you to grow fast, to learn faster, to clean up your habits, to speak less and do more. You stop chasing attention because attention now follows execution. You stop proving yourself because results speak. That shift is uncomfortable at first, but it's necessary. There's also no going back once the sign is clear. You can't pretend you didn't see the opportunity. You can't unknow what you know. You can either rise to it or live with the regret of dodging it. And regret weighs more than responsibility ever will. The sign doesn't promise success, it promises a chance, a window, a moment where preparation meets opportunity and asks you one question: are you willing to carry this all the way? Not halfway, not when it's easy, all the way. Responsibility means consistency when motivation disappears. It means discipline when nobody's checking. It means doing the right thing even when it slows you down short term, especially then. That's how trust is built with yourself and with life. When people see you after the sign, they might say you got lucky. They didn't see the pressure. They didn't feel the sleepless nights. They didn't sit with the decisions that had no clear answer. They didn't carry the weight of knowing failure will be your fault. That's the part nobody applauds. A real sign isn't about arrival. It's about assignment. And you've been given something to protect, build, and grow. How you handle it determines what comes next. Life keeps score quietly. So when a sign shows up, don't celebrate too early. Lock in, tighten up, move with intention, respect the responsibility. Because signs don't come to everyone, and they don't come twice if you waste the first one.